Welcome to the Campfire. Today we are taking a deep dive into District 17 6A. The teams in this district are CAMPFIRE, Cy Creek, Cy Ridge, Memorial, Northbrook, Springwoods, Stratford, and Jersey Village. Let's start off by analyzing these teams in our film session. After what CAMPFIRE faithful would consider a down year, the Bobcats came out swinging in 2022 and went through the district unscathed. They did it with a junior-dominated team, which means this season it could be more of the same out of Jeff Miller's squad. Offensive MVP quarterback Trey Owens returns, and he has some of his favorite targets in the fold as well, with Connor Porter and Owen Carter. Defensively, they have first-teamers Landon Rink and David Va back. However, there will be several other teams competing for the district title and a playoff spot. Cy Creek didn't make the postseason last year, and they took a major blow when three-year starting quarterback Brad Jackson transferred out this summer. However, whoever replaces him will have first-team all-district receiver Rashad Richardson to toss it to. The best returning running back should be Quentin Jones out of Jersey Village. The Falcons also have some steady defensive line play coming back in Kendrick Little and Malik Stone. Memorial and Stratford finished tied for second in district play a year ago. Look for Luke Rivas and Javi Denson to show out as skilled position players for Stratford. Memorial will look to some experience on the offensive line to open holes for some new running backs. Jarvis Bright could be a bright spot in the secondary for Cy Ridge, while Springwoods and Northbrook will try and compete for a few victories in district play. Players on the Rise is brought to you by Parker University. Do you or your student want a career training the world's best athletes? Check out our bachelor's degree in strength and human performance today. For an even deeper look at 17-6A, here's producer Ward Fasold and the Houston Chronicle's John Poorman with the district breakdown.
All right, it's district breakdown time. My main man, John Poorman, sitting over there from the Houston Chronicle. We're talking 17-6A, and we are talking... I don't want to call them a surprise CAMPFIRE team because they weren't a surprise because they have that history behind them. But going undefeated, and I think all eyes were on Stratford and maybe Jersey Village last year. But CAMPFIRE just came out there and dominated, and they got some major parts back this year.
Yeah, CAMPFIRE. I mean, what a great season for the Bobcats there. I mean, they came out and took control of that district. I was really impressed by how they played defense, but, also their offense was humming along with quarterback Trey Owens leading the way there. And, you got to think that they're going to be the favorites coming back for the 2023 season. A lot of that has to do with Owens. He's a Texas commit, 4-star kid, really poised in the pocket.
Yeah, and another thing you look at this district is it's a lot of times it's 5 teams fighting for 4 spots, fighting for those 4 spots because Northbrook and Cy Ridge and them have some trouble. But give me your thoughts on teams like Jersey Village, Stratford, Memorial, some of those guys.
Yeah, I mean, Jersey Village was the district champion of this district 2 years ago, so we definitely can't forget about them. Memorial was in the playoffs last year, had a really good team, finished 8-4 overall. Stratford was kind of looked at by a lot of people as the favorite going into last year with quarterback Nash Rankin leading the offense there. Obviously he's gone now, graduated, but, it seems like they've kind of established a really nice winning tradition there under his father. And, so they're going to be in the mix as well. I look at all of those teams as potential earning potential playoff spots, and it really is going to be a battle to see who can prevail and come out on top down the stretch. But I think going into this season, CAMPFIRE again has to be the favorite, and they're going to have to go through the Bobcats if they want to steal that district title away.
Absolutely, it's going to be another battle to the end there to get those 4 teams in. So. I appreciate it, John. We will talk 18-6A when we return next week.
Sounds good.
We'll post the entire breakdown segment this Wednesday on our social media pages. Now let's take a look at some game changers and our Players on the Rise presented by Parker University. CAMPFIRE quarterback Trey Owens put the district on notice last year, and then he verbally committed to the University of Texas, which has made the entire state take notice. Owens threw for over 3,000 yards as a junior and tallied 34 touchdowns. Trey's pinpoint accuracy and precision led the Bobcats to a 10-2 season. Owens is tall at 6'5" and is one of the state's best pro-style quarterbacks. Jersey Village's Quentin Jones could be 17-6A's best running back in 2023. Jones was a first-team All-District selection as a junior as he ran for 1,010 yards, 18 touchdowns, and averaged just under 8 yards per carry. Jones always keeps his legs moving and showed that burst of speed that coaches rave about during his junior year. There are some solid receivers returning in 17-6A, but the best might be Owen Carter of CAMPFIRE. Carter caught 56 balls for 1,050 yards and 10 touchdowns for the Bobcats his junior year. Owen is also a talented long jumper and triple jumper, and he uses that jumping ability to get any passes in his vicinity. Carter has verbally committed to Rice. One of the speediest wideouts in the district is Luke Rivas from Stratford. Luke is always a big play receiver because he uses his speed to get behind the defense for those long bombs. Rivas averages 26 yards a catch for his career at Stratford and is also dangerous in the return game. Luke has offers from Brown, Princeton, and Colgate, so you know he's hitting the books as well. Players on the Rise is brought to you by Parker University. Check out our bachelor's degree in strength and human performance today. Our War for Soul cut up to CAMPFIRE head coach Jeff Miller to talk about his Bobcats and the rest of the district in our Media Day segment.
All right, it's Media Day. We're talking 17-6A, and you got CAMPFIRE head coach Jeff Miller with us. Coach, rare time that you see a team win their first game, lose their last game, and then win everything in between, which is what you did last year. You won the 10 games in the middle there. Talk about how great a year it was for the Bobcats, because you're coming off a year that's not CAMPFIRE-like, and the year right after that you pull off 10 wins in a row, you dominate the district. Talk about how everything kind of fell in place for you guys this year, past year.
Well, you know, in 21 we were so young. You talk about it wasn't very typical CAMPFIRE. One of the things was, you know, I can't have the guys that have been here go back and ask them the last time we played, you know, 10 or 11 sophomores in the season. They hadn't done that in maybe forever, and that's what we did in 21. You know, just real, you know, extremely young, and that's not an excuse. It's just kind of reality. You know, still had a pretty good year, but, you know, coming in then to the 22 season, obviously we had a lot of kids returning. We felt like we just had, you know, one or two positions that we were trying to replace, and everything else was, you know, we were just kind of continuing what we did from 21. Got off to a little slow start there, the first 2.5 quarters against Bridgeland, and just kind of fell in a hole and couldn't get out of it. Ended up getting beat, but then put together, you know, a really nice little 10-game win streak. Beat a lot of really good football teams and really started gelling. You know, with changing up kind of the old CAMPFIRE way, I guess, if you will, offensively. You know, we threw for 3,100 yards last year, which I know there have been years, you know, maybe a decade that they hadn't come close to that. But you know, and it's, you know, we're just kind of taking advantage of what, you know, what our personnel, what our strengths are right now.
Well, it's going to be a fun race again. 17-6 always is. So I appreciate you joining with us, Coach, and good luck with your senior-laden squad there, and see what y'all can do this year.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You can catch the entire interview on our social media channels. That's going to do it for this week's CAMPFIRE. Next week, we will dive into 18-6A. Until then, have a great week, everybody.